Welcome to our show, Hong Kong Brief. Today, we're diving into the latest happenings around the globe. First up, Asian markets are feeling the heat as South Korea's political drama unfolds. President Yoon Suk Yeol's brief declaration of martial law sent shockwaves through the Kospi, which saw a nearly 2% drop. Meanwhile, tensions between China and the US are escalating, further impacting investor confidence. In fashion news, Chanel has wowed audiences with its Métiers d'Art 2024-25 show in Hangzhou, blending the elegance of Paris with the beauty of Chinese culture. A stunning backdrop of Westlake set the stage for models to flaunt designs inspired by Coco Chanel's love for Chinese art, featuring a star-studded lineup. This event marks a significant moment for the brand as it looks ahead to its next creative leader. Lastly, Cathay Pacific is making headlines for removing a Family Guy episode that featured a Tiananmen Square scene, following a complaint regarding potential violations of the national security law. The airline quickly took action, emphasizing its commitment to aligning entertainment content with company standards. Please stay tuned for more detailed coverage. Associated Press Asian stock markets faced a downturn on Wednesday, largely influenced by political upheaval in South Korea, where President Yoon Suk Yeol declared martial law, alleging a pro-North Korean coup attempt. This dramatic move, which lasted only 6 hours, initially caused the South Korean won to plummet to a 2-year low against the US dollar, though it later recovered some losses. The Kospi index dropped 1.9%, with major companies like Samsung Electronics seeing declines. Meanwhile, the U.S. stock market continued to flourish, with the S&P 500 reaching an all-time high for the 55th time this year, as traders remained optimistic about potential interest rate cuts from the Federal Reserve. South China Morning Post Chanel's recent Métiers d'Art 2024-25 show in Hangzhou, China, was a breathtaking homage to Coco Chanel's admiration for Chinese culture, blending modernity with tradition. The event, attended by celebrities like Penelope Cruz and G-Dragon, featured a stunning backdrop of Westlake, reminiscent of Chanel's Parisian apartment adorned with Chinese art. A short film directed by Wim Wenders showcased Tilda Swinton as Chanel exploring Hangzhou's rich cultural heritage. Models paraded down a wooden causeway in exquisite outfits that echoed the elegance of Chinese calligraphy, while accessories and designs subtly celebrated the fusion of French craftsmanship and Chinese aesthetics, leaving attendees in awe of the collection's beauty. South China Morning Post Cathay Pacific Airways has issued an apology after removing an episode of Family Guy from its in-flight entertainment due to a controversial scene referencing the Tiananmen Square protests. The airline acted swiftly after a complaint highlighted potential violations of the national security law. The episode featured a moment depicting the iconic Tank Man standoff from the 1989 protests, which has become a sensitive subject in Hong Kong since the imposition of the national security law. Cathay emphasized that the content did not reflect its views and reassured customers that it would enhance oversight of its entertainment offerings to prevent similar issues in the future, amidst a backdrop of increasing political sensitivity regarding commemorating the events of Tiananmen Square. South China Morning Post, Hong Kong is currently likened to an athlete experiencing a performance plateau, having once thrived as one of Asia's leading economies. After a period of rapid growth, the city now faces fierce competition, leading to a decline in its status as a premier shopping and culinary destination, as well as a drop in its global seaport ranking. The recent warnings from property commentators and banks about potential market declines emphasize the need for Hong Kong to take time for rest and recovery. To move forward, the city must set new goals and refine strategies, focusing on sectors like technology and green initiatives while leveraging local academic strengths. The call for Hongkongers to retrain and adapt to the changing economic landscape is crucial, as resilience and agility will be key to overcoming these challenges. New York Times, South Korea's financial markets experienced a significant wobble amid political turmoil, marked by President Yoon Suk Yeol's brief declaration of martial law. The Kospi index fell sharply, and major companies like Samsung and Hyundai saw their shares decline. The government responded quickly, with finance officials pledging daily meetings to manage risks and provide liquidity support to stabilize the economy. Despite the turmoil, the Bank of Korea emphasized the solid fundamentals of the economy and took measures to calm market fluctuations. Analysts expressed concerns about the potential long-term impact of the political crisis on market sentiment and consumer confidence, drawing parallels to past political upheavals. South China Morning Post, in Hong Kong, stock markets dipped as rising geopolitical tensions diminished investors' risk appetite, marking a retreat from a 3-week high. The Hang Seng Index and tech stocks saw slight declines, influenced by concerns over corporate governance in property firms and the impact of U.S.-China trade restrictions. Notably, semiconductor stocks showed resilience amid optimism for domestic demand, while other Asian markets also faced declines due to South Korea's political instability and Japan's economic challenges. The ongoing geopolitical strife is expected to weigh heavily on market sentiment, as investors remain cautious in light of the evolving global landscape. South China Morning Post highlights the innovative journey of Gerald Tan, a Singaporean entrepreneur who founded Agridance, a digital platform aimed at revolutionizing the agri-commodities sector. Tan's inspiration stemmed from his experience running his family's business, where he faced the cumbersome manual processes of trading and tracking transactions. Frustrated by the inefficiencies, he envisioned a centralized platform that would facilitate communication and information exchange among industry players. After overcoming initial resistance and skepticism, Tan successfully created Agridance, which collaborates with partners like WWF Singapore to enhance transparency in the supply chain and improve the livelihoods of smallholder farmers. His entrepreneurial spirit, fueled by curiosity and persistence, reflects his belief that crafting solutions is an essential part of addressing industry challenges. In another report, the South China Morning Post informs Hongkongers in South Korea to exercise caution following a brief martial law declaration in the country. Although the South Korean government lifted the martial law order within hours, the political landscape remains unstable, with ongoing impeachment discussions surrounding President Yoon Suk Yeol. The Hong Kong Security Bureau has updated its travel advisory, urging residents to avoid large gatherings and stay informed about local developments. As approximately 400 Hongkongers are currently in South Korea, authorities are maintaining communication with various organizations to ensure their safety, while the travel industry continues to operate normally amidst the uncertainty. Lastly, the South China Morning Post discusses the critical collaboration between foreign marine scientists in Hong Kong and their counterparts in mainland China to address marine conservation challenges in the South China Sea. David Baker, the interim director of the Swire Institute of Marine Science, emphasizes the importance of partnerships in advancing ecological research and knowledge transfer, particularly as geopolitical tensions pose obstacles to fieldwork. Baker's institute aims to leverage its expertise in coastal ecology to support China's national policy on ecological civilization. Through innovative projects such as coral restoration and sustainable aquaculture, the institute seeks to enhance food security and promote sustainable use of marine resources. Despite the challenges posed by international relations, Baker remains optimistic about fostering academic exchanges and collaborative research that benefits both Hong Kong and mainland China. South China Morning Post, Hong Kong faces a daunting financial challenge with a projected deficit exceeding 100 billion Hong Kong dollars for the upcoming financial year, prompting experts to propose various strategies to mitigate the crisis. Suggestions include reducing land sale prices, enhancing the efficiency of the civil service, and temporarily freezing civil servants' salaries. Economists like Simon Lee Shupa emphasize the need for Hong Kong to diversify its income sources beyond land sales and stamp duty, advocating for the introduction of sales taxes. Business leaders echo this sentiment, urging the government to embrace technology to streamline operations and reduce manpower needs. The economic outlook appears bleak, particularly with the anticipated impact of Donald Trump's presidency on trade relations, leaving many to wonder how Hong Kong can turn its fortunes around amidst these financial constraints. South China Morning Post. In a personal triumph, Jared Gallagher, a midfielder for Tampines Rovers, returns to Hong Kong to fulfill a bucket list dream of playing at Mong Kok Stadium, a place he never had the chance to compete in before. After spending 2 years in Hong Kong during his youth, Gallagher faced the rigors of national service in Singapore, which he describes as the most challenging period of his life. However, he persevered, honing his football skills and eventually making his debut in the Singapore Premier League. Now, with 23 appearances under his belt, Gallagher reflects on his journey, attributing his growth and resilience to the lessons learned during military service. His manager, Gavin Lee, recognizes the significance of this moment for Gallagher as the team aims to improve their disappointing away record in the AFC Champions League. South China Morning Post. UBS forecasts a rebound in China's mergers and acquisitions (M&A) market, predicting a 15% increase in transaction volume by 2025 after a dip this year. The investment bank notes that the M&A landscape has been sluggish, with a 10% decline in deal volume reported in the first 11 months of 2024, marking the lowest level seen in a decade. Factors such as falling interest rates and a surge in privatizations are expected to invigorate the market. Notably, private equity firms are under pressure to engage in more transactions, and multinational companies are reassessing their strategies in China, leading to potential divestments or increased investments. As the global economic landscape shifts, especially with the uncertainty surrounding a new Trump administration, the future of U.S.-China M&A activities remains unclear, creating a cautious atmosphere among investors. South China Morning Post highlights the vibrant new dining scene in Hong Kong, with several exciting openings during the first week of December. The renowned Japanese cheesecake brand, Café the Sun Lives Here, has made its debut at K11 Musea, tempting dessert lovers with its famous chilled cheesecakes crafted from premium ingredients like Tokachi cream cheese. Meanwhile, at Tai Kun, 1862 Bar de Tapas y Vino offers a taste of Spain with its delectable tapas and Iberian wines, all served in a historic setting. For those seeking a rooftop experience, Jean Beau Law at Dorset Kai Tak presents stunning views of East Kowloon alongside innovative cocktails, while the new matcha hotspot, Sendazed, caters to Gen Z with vibrant drinks and matcha-infused treats. In another piece from South China Morning Post, the coffee culture in Hong Kong continues to flourish with the arrival of 5 new cafes this December. Remy, located in Causeway Bay, specializes in chocolate-infused beverages, including a signature hot chocolate that has quickly garnered a loyal following. Hara Keiko has crossed the harbor to bring its light roast coffee to Elements, providing a perfect grab-and-go option for shoppers. Float, with its retro 1980s decor in Shengwan, invites patrons to enjoy their brews in a unique atmosphere, while Islet Coffee Lab in Central combines art and coffee in a creative brew bar setting. Lastly, Kindly Tales, an animal-friendly cafe in North Point, offers a cozy space for pet lovers to enjoy baked goods and specialty drinks. BBC reports on a serious legal matter involving Shenghua Wen, a Chinese national residing in California, who has been charged with illegally exporting weapons to North Korea. Allegations state that when successfully shipped at least 2 consignments of firearms and ammunition, allegedly at the behest of North Korean officials. Federal agents discovered 50,000 rounds of ammunition at his home, and when reportedly expressed intentions to send other military-related items, including a chemical threat identification device. With his student visa long expired, one faces significant legal repercussions, including a potential 20-year prison sentence if convicted of conspiracy to violate export laws. The investigation has revealed troubling connections between Wen and North Korean military ambitions, raising concerns about international security. Thank you for tuning in. The content above showcases the latest briefing reports and analytical synopses, thoughtfully curated by the 6Do team. These insights stem from a wide array of reputable media outlets, think tanks, government sources, and specialized experts worldwide. We encourage you to explore these sources for a comprehensive perspective. Keep in mind that while the content may not always align with the official standpoint of 6Do Brief, it's not meant to be taken as absolute directives for decision-making. Comprising seasoned media professionals, learned scholars, and accomplished scientists, the 6Do team embodies a trailblazing, fully independent media entity. To customize 6Do Brief to meet your professional needs, you have the option to subscribe to a diverse array of briefings on our website, 6dobrief.com. Regardless of your location, you can conveniently receive 6Do Brief via email.
Got a question in your mind? We'll find the answer, we'll be kind. Encyclopedia on everything. Laugh and learn with the zing, zing, zing. From ants to outer space, we've got the facts in one great place. For kids and grown-ups too, we've got the A to Z for you. Got a question in your mind? We'll find the answer, we'll be kind. Encyclopedia on everything. Laugh and learn with the zing, zing, zing. From ants to outer space, we've got the facts in one great place. For kids and grown-ups too.